And I agree with you, that's a beautiful photograph, and it shows how radical this wave is. Here's another one.
As we see the spit, and coming from behind it is Jordy Smith, starting to feel it now.
Jordy Smith leads the charge for surfing in South Africa. Jordy is a veteran on tour with an acclaimed resume of success.
Jordy Smith is really the beacon of hope for South African surfing. It's got victories in, an era in the sport that's been dominated by a select few. Jordy Smith is always right there. He's challenged for world titles before.
My earliest memory of surfing would have to be just down 4 or 5 years old at my local beach. My dad pushing me into waves. The thing I enjoy most about surfing is the freedom, the peace of mind, the passion. It's what I do and it's what I live for. When my life changed, I'd have to say around 18 years old when I got third at this event as a wild card. I think it was from that moment on that it made me believe that there possibility was a place for me on this tour, and to go give it my best shot.
Let's hear it for your 2010 Billabong Pro.
First CT win was here at Jeffreys Bay in front of my friends, family, all the people that I've grown up in front of my entire life. I didn't just kind of feel like I won it, I felt like South Africa won in a way, and that was really special.
When you think about Jeffreys Bay and South Africa, you think about Jordy. He's had a perfect heat here. He's had 2 wins here. He's one of those guys that everybody really is rooting for. I mean, you watch him walking down the beach for his practice surfs, and the crowds are around him.
And it is unanimous. A 10-point ride for Jordy Smith.
Jordy Smith and J-Bay, he is by far one of the best out here.
I think influencing the next generation and future generations to come is one of the most important things. That's kind of just been my goal, really, is just to be able to inspire people. And if I can inspire one kid, then I've done my job.
He was able to pick it up, and it was like, look at this wave. It's a 3-footer, 4-footer off the takeoff, but he knew it was going to grow down the line. Again, the second wave, he even gets a beautiful arc to start this wave off and knows it's going to line up perfectly through this inside section, and here's the barrel. Pulls in, you see right there, pumps up, a little squirt up, another pump up, and then the thing still keeps railing off. And of course, the crowd goes nuts.
As we see more waves rolling through here, just under 5 minutes to go. Let's see what Jordy can do. Can he give us a perfect heat? Bit of a sleepy start to this ride, but he hammers that section to project out into this bowl and smashes it once again. Nice big tail slide, so mixing things up, showing great variety now. Let's throw it down the strider as Jordy pulls up under the lip.
Wow, are you kidding me? This inside racetrack and another barrel. Crowd's going wild down here. Huge float rooftop, and he rides out of it, ladies and gentlemen. Best seats in the house down here on the beach.
He didn't go. Let's have a look. Jordy, super. He must have swung at the last minute. That was a gift from Adriano. And I feel like that was a serious mistake by Adriano. But look how late Jordy is. What control from Jordy Smith.
More waves hitting the reef right behind him. Let's take a look at Jordy Smith. Big drop. Pulls up in. Let's go the rail. And comes through. Wow.
I'll give that a little golf clap.
Yeah, that was good. But yeah, that was incredible. That was one of the biggest sets that I've seen out here since I've been out here, and that drop was just so critical. And he just let go of his rail and just stood there and then started pumping, and yeah, incredible.
We're getting the visions right now, Laura, on the replay, and thanks for the reporting out in the channel.
And when Jeremy's that happy, usually it turns into great things like podiums. Turn the catch up. Jordy turned in a Karama special.
Oh my goodness. And then that beautiful turn right there. So Jordy Smith ticking all the boxes when you're looking at the judging criteria, Joe. Technically deep driving tube rides is what the judges are looking for. And then those big open face maneuvers. Let's have a look here. There was no slowing down, was there? It was a pedal to the metal type tube. He comes out and then just does what Jordy does best. Those big gouging maneuvers, by none, some of the best on tour right now.
The Corona Bali Protected, presented by Hurley, underway, quarterfinal 3. Now unfolding with Jordy Smith starting this one off deep in the tube, finding his way out onto the open face. Some of the best conditions we've had in an epic 7-day window so far. The waves have been firing.
What he wants to hear is the score that he got for this.
Yes, and this is what we've been talking about all day. You want these waves that actually look small, but they're growing down the line and hit the end bow better. Right here, getting lift, but then just slowing himself down just enough to get the best barrel of the day by far. Like those 1, 2, 3 sections and going through that fumble in the end right there.
Yeah, we played through the tide. 2:54 local time. We've already passed the high tide mark. Here goes Jordy Smith. Finds a right. Looking down the line, needs something big. Looks for the ramp. Launches. Big full rotation air, puts it down.
Holy mackerel. That was incredible.
That was it.
Right behind him, Jordy Smith. Looking confident, starts with a big carve of his own and mixes it up under the lip there. Look at the waves we have on offer for the final here in 2017. It is firing. And so are our competitors. Jordy still rolling through to the inside. Has already done plenty of work on this ride. Can he get a big finish and increase his lead? He's trying to drop an 8.53, a tricky section to read. He does well with it.
Are you kidding? Maybe surf an extra day, like you weigh that option.
Well, here we go, Jordy Smith looking at ride number 3 here. It's a good looking wall. Ringrose had priority, but let Jordy take it, and Jordy, he's going to punish him for it here. Surfing very well on this ride. That's 3 big turns already. Just mixing up the approach there. He's going to have room to move on the inside as well. And just a clean fin throw to finish. 11.5 minutes to go. That should go into the top 2.
You need to back that up. You need to drop big bombs and try and answer.
Smith, down carve, beautiful lines, vertical, throwing the tail out the back of the wave, and a second little looser turn to finish off. Such entertaining surfing from the South African. Little cut back, banks off the whitewater, and Jordy's looking like he's going to be one of the favorites here at the Ripco Pro.
Obvious reasons also that the thruster was introduced.
That's right, Simon Anderson still ripping the bowl apart during this event window. Here we go, Jordy Smith up, a huge float to start this ride. Stomps that thing with ease and comes around the corner and it's it on rail. And now just flowing through to the inside, trying to finish off what could be an even better ride than his first. Looking a lot sharper already than he did in his semi-final heat, Jordy Smith. Switched on. And there he is, right there on the shore break.
Oh,
and
jeez.
Minutes remaining. And
I did.
Jordy Smith is taken off using his priority. Let's see what he brings to the party now. Drifts that tail, gets hung up for a moment. Really looks like he's going to throw some risk at these sections. Big, powerful turn to get down the line. And then he again goes to that back foot, trying to get rid of a 9.1. I still think he might need more to do that. As he sets up the inside, just chipping away, waiting for this thing to stand up. Drives up into it. Gets the completion right there on the sand.
First alley-oop was next level, and now Jordy's got to try and find a reply. Sometimes you don't know what your rival's doing on a wave. That time, I'm sure Julian and Jordy got a look at Felipe soaring above the lip as he spun through the air. And Jordy just a little wobbly there that throws off his timing, but he might be able to turn this right around and start to open up. He pulls in, the wave spits, and then he finds the exit. Big carve on the open face. More traditional, but equally as impressive.
What a heat. What a heat.
And while we were at the break, well, Jordy unloaded on this thing.
Well, again, the conditions still improving as we see that wind coming from the correct direction, keeping those faces smooth. And Jordy matching the style and approach of the walls of J-Bay. I mean, literally his timing has been impeccable, just gliding through each and every section. That style, I mean, if you look at a judging criteria for a wave like this, I mean, obviously combination of major maneuvers is a major part of this, but the flow that you carry and the timing that you pull into in these sections, it's so important, and Jordy just knows it so well.
Overall, like, just his performances have been one of the same competitors that have been
you know, putting on impressive performances. I mean, the only one I can look back on is we see Jordy up and riding.
Just punches the lip on that first section. Now carving. There's that tail release we were talking about earlier on. Mixing things up. And again, just swinging that tail around. A clean combination. A steady pace, great flow throughout that ride. He's going to get in a bit of a paddle battle, but then surrendered and let his rivals take the first wave, and he was the benefactor. It looks like it might work out the same for him here. Drives off the bottom into this first section. Explosive off the top. So connected to his equipment at the moment as he grinds through a big arc on the inside. And this poor wave is just getting torn apart in the opening stages. He's already shown he can get those bigger results on the backhand. He's doing well in 2017, but the big wins generally come on the forehand. He's up once again, trying to back up that 947. Beautiful looking wall stretching out. And he hits us with a monster carve to get started, driving up into the lip now. Drifts his board with so much control that sometimes you even miss it, that release in the tail. Setting up for a big finish on the inside now. Something different, a little layback, slides that tail out, solid as you like.
I loved it. Jordy Smith, this is his opening wave, connects with the lip beautifully. Bangs it up through the lip again. This turn here as well, the points are going to come from. That's better from Smith, and then finishes with that combo.
Switch, potentially having a board specially made for lefts, now going back to his standard board for the right. So we'll see what Jordy Smith can do here on his first right of this contest. Almost gets a little hung up on his first turn. High in this section. Get some air under his fins as he locks into the tube. You've got to get deep if you want to get the judges' attention. Jordy Smith almost fully disappearing there, dragging his back arm. Locked in again, now getting that clean exit. Expect fireworks here as Jordy Smith gets back on the open face. A series of 3 blistering turns from Smith. Now he's getting some speed down the line. He's going to opt out of the tube section, goes for the alley-oop and comes down with it. Jordy Smith nailing it. It's at his disposal. We'll see what he unleashes here. It's a big moment. So he could potentially improve on an 8.87. We'll see, starting strong with power. Another big hook for Jordy Smith. Locking into some of these turns as he gets to this mid portion of the wave. Let's go down to Strider Wasilewski with a front row seat.
Well, he's going to have to really take it to the next level, needing a near excellent score. Wow, beautiful reverse out of the lip right there. That's what we like to see. Up into the foam again. Another lip line floater. Snaps it into the corner. Off the top, beautiful slam again. Boom, fins out the back, drops the tail into the barrel. Nice little cover up right there. He's gone, comes out. What's he got on the inside for us? He's going to throw a big cutty, banging away, can't complete the rebound, but a beautiful...
What a great start to the year for Julian. Meanwhile, Jordy Smith getting a fun-looking wave here at Uluwatu. Oh, setup work, growing in size, hacking it out the back. Hollow section, big wind-up, hits it vertically. Bowling up section through the double-up, knifing it. Vertical again on his 4th turn. He'll have to celebrate that finish.
Yeah, you were just talking about it, Kai, and I mean, a 5.51 more than doable as we see Jordy up and riding.
Lovely power hack. This is what we want to see from the South African. Just really going to the big solid rail work. Gets a beautiful vertical whip. Another one just puts the punishment on the end of that one. And suddenly Jordy's looking away.
His best wave so far in this heat.
Meanwhile, here goes Jordy, and he's deep as well. Gets a big pump in, completely disappears and gets hosed out. He loves it. So a brilliant exchange there. A couple of clips on the end, but it's all about the tube here this morning. And another great ride from the South African veteran, so polished.
To get an idea of who is in and who's going to have work to do tomorrow. But here we go, Jordy Smith trying to get rid of a 6 at the moment to push the requirement higher for Zeke Lau. Big section there. And Jordy's just looking on today, wants the finish. Hanging on with all he's got. He's finished that one. He knows the importance of it. Just
a ton of ways Jordy making that wave selection pay off, Rosie.
Oh, yeah, and Jordy straight off the bat pulls under the hood, just really maximizing the time under the lid there. It was a little bit of a dirty entry into that barrel, but still just so deep and undercover. But I also like the fact that he is just so in tune with this wave and finding more scoring potential on the inside.
Speaking of energy from the crowd, the is down, sampling the vibes. What have you got, Strider?
This kind of energy out of the crowd when you see
Jordy and Kyle get great numbers.
And speaking of Jordy, lays the rail down on that Smith shape, straight up vertical. He's the king of those transitions from wraps to snaps. Quick vision inside the tube, stalls again for it. Smith with some travel time, sneaks out the low road.
Such a great read. Knew that he needed to, in order to complete that barrel,